Howdy there, Chris here. Going to talk about creating your own custom title blocks or page borders. I get this question all of the time, and so we figured we'd make a video on how to do it. This is not WireCAD functions. This is pure CAD, and everything we're doing here relates to how the CAD file behaves. So in order for us to create a title block, which will be something that we insert in other drawings, we're going to create scaled entities within our model space. This will be our base drawing. Now I've already added some scaled entities here, and just to show you what I mean, this will be an 11 by 17 page border, and if I just view and measure distance here from this point to this point, I've set this up right now to be the hard margins of my 11 by 17 printer, and you can see right here it's 16.4 drawing units, so I'm equating one drawing unit equals 1 inch in this particular instance. So this is my 17-inch dimension and this is my 11-inch dimension. Now I've put targets in here to show the paper edge, but these have become problematic over the years, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those as such. I want to examine the two different types of text that you can use in a title block. One is static text. When you select it, you'll see it's of type text here. The other one is called an attribute. Only in this particular instance, we refer to it as an attribute definition. So when you select it here, you can see it's of type attrib def. Now attrib defs, when included in a block, as these entities will be when we insert them in another drawing, are editable text. Static text is immutable. You can't edit it once the block is created. So this drawn by becomes simply a static label here, and this drawn by becomes editable attributes. So what I want to do now is I want to add one more attribute to my page border here, and I'm going to add a client name attribute. I'll do that by going to CAD Tools first of all, and I'm going to create an alignment mark that I can connect to. So I'm just gonna draw diagonally here. I'll erase this line shortly, and then I'm going to go into my blocks section and I'm going to say create attribute definition. The tab is, or the tag, which will describe the attribute, is going to be client name, and the value, which will show when we first insert it here, will be client name. Now this will be the part that we can edit later. Okay, I'm going to leave all of my defaults except here, and here I want to align it both horizontally and vertically onto the center line. My text style I'll use as the standard text style, although I could assign that to any text style I want. Now, is this attribute going to be visible? Yes. I want people to see the client name. Okay, now where are we going to put it? We're going to pick the insertion point. That's going to dismiss this dialog temporarily, and we're going to snap it to the center of that alignment line I made right there. And then we'll click OK, and it's inserted for us. Now, it doesn't look like my alignments took effect, so I'm going to go ahead and modify these here to say center and center, and then I'm going to rotate this, modify, rotate from my insertion point here like that, 90 degrees, and that's obviously way too big, so let's change the height here, and we'll take that to maybe 0.375. That might even be a little big. Maybe we'll go to 0.25. Yeah, let's try that. And then I need to get that alignment marker out of there. So I'll just go ahead and select that and delete it. Now this is my base drawing. This is what I'm going to insert into other drawings. I want to give it a different name though. And so I'm going to say save drawing as, and I'm going to browse into the WireCAD borders folder, which is in C:users public documents, WireCAD 9 blocks borders. And here I'm going to change its name from WC11 by 17 to WC11 by 17 mods. Alright, so that's saved. Now it's ready for use in any other drawing. So let's go use it. I've got a drawing open over here and it has a paper space. Let's add another one. Let's go to drawing and we'll go to layouts and we'll say new and we'll call this one 11x17 for the page size. This is also ANSI B. And then we'll say set that as the current layout. That switches us to that layout. No page border, although we have this graphical representation of our paper. This is defined by the printer, not by the page border. So our current printer, whatever it happens to be, is set to look at this area of the drawing and to output a something or other to that page size. We'll modify that here in a minute. Okay, so let's insert the block that we just created. So we'll go CAD Tools, Insert Block into Drawing, Browse. Here we are already in our WireCAD 9 blocks borders folder, but again, to expand that's in C:users public documents, WireCAD 9 blocks borders. And then I'm going to go find my WC11 by 17 mods and I'm going to open that. I want that to go in on the drawing origin, so I will uncheck specify layer. I want it to go in 1 to 1 and I want it to have 0 rotation angle. So I'll insert that. And you can see I get this little square down here at the bottom. Well, that's actually our page border right there with its client name. So let's modify this paper so it fits now. And we'll click File, Print Preview, and we'll look at the full preview. We want to change this to landscape, scale to fit, and then let's center that. Here's my problem. Paper A4. I want that to go to the ledger size paper there, and that fits much better. Okay, so now I've aligned that. I can cancel this and you'll see that the paper aligns itself to the page border now, but we still can't see the underlying model space. In order to see that, we're going to have to create a new viewport. So I'll click the View menu and then New Viewport, and then I'll put a viewport in from there to there. That'll show me my underlying model space. So we've done it, but what if we need to make a change? And this is the key part that I'm hoping to get to in this presentation. Blocks in the CAD file are meant to be immutable. They're not supposed to be changed. So making changes to them requires that we go through some gymnastics. If I looked at this and I said, you know what, I like it, but I want to add a client address now, I have to modify the underlying drawing. So I'll go here and I will copy this, let's say from there to there. We'll modify this so that its tag string is client address, and we'll do the same thing here to the value string. So now I'll save this. We've updated the underlying drawing, but we did not externally reference that underlying drawing here. So those changes won't be made here until we reinsert the drawing here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go CAD Tools, Insert Block into Drawing, Browse. We'll go find our WC 11 by 17 with mods, and here we want to redefine the existing, and we'll insert that into the drawing. So we'll click Insert, and we'll put that there. Okay, so that doesn't redefine any of the existing versions of that insert until we open and close the drawing. So what we'll do, because we haven't done anything else here, is we'll just delete this version of it. So we'll just move this from its insertion point. So we'll click View, from the insertion point we'll want to snap there, and then I'm going to type in the coordinates 0, 0, and that'll move there. Now sometimes you'll find that the blocks don't properly redefine when you followed this procedure. If that's the case, then you have to remove every instance of that insert from the drawing. Then you must use the tool under the File menu that's called Purge, and purge the drawing of any reference to that block name, and then reinsert it. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a rundown on how to create your own page borders. The geometry can be anything that you want. The attribute definitions can be anything that you want. Those are all editable. If you just double click the block, now you've got the attribute editor that comes up, and you can edit your newly added client name and address, or whatever your attribute set is that you want to put in there. I'm also going to put a small plug-in here for the scripting engine, because the scripting engine can be used as a very handy tool to automatically fill out your title blocks with whatever your custom attribute set may be. You can find the scripting engine under the plugins menu here, Script Editor Runner, and there is a example script for filling your own title blocks. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and go forth and create your own page borders. That is all.